Thank you, Nick.
Okay. I think we're good here.
We all gotta go sometime.
All right, I want to thank everybody for coming. My name is Anthony Johnson. This is Tissue. Like I said, my name is Anthony Johnson. I'm founder of Hustlers Redemption Intergroup. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup is a 12-step program for illegal gaming addiction. What I mean by illegal gaming addiction, it could be drug selling, swiping cards. It could be anything from embezzlement on down. Anything that we go by the means of illegal gains to get illegal gain addiction. I want to do a small presentation to show you how, just like the drug addict, the sex addict, the gambler, is just as addicted to this hustling lifestyle as anyone else. First, I'd like to read the disclaimer. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup disclaimer. Please use the disclaimer carefully before using any information or likeness thereof. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup, operated by Anthony Bot Johnson. The contents and written documents of this intelligence property of Hustlers Redemption Intergroup may not be reused, republished, or reprinted such content without the written consent. All information posted is merely for education and informational purposes. It is not intended as a substitute for professional advice. Should you decide to paraphrase any of the content of this model, do so at your own risk. You will be subject to legal proceedings. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup reserves the right to change this policy at any given time in which we have to properly update. All right. I read that for the videos and things of that nature because I do use my videos and things for intergroups outside this facility. So and the camera's on me, so nobody's on the camera. All right. I'm going to read a letter from the founder, and I'm the founder, and it kind of gives you a little brief information about how this relates to life. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup, the letter from our founder. The reason I started this intergroup was to help hustlers see that he or she is just as addicted to a lifestyle of addiction to, the hustler's lifestyle as addict. The reason I started this intergroup was to help the hustler see that he or she is just as addicted to hustling lifestyle as an addict is addicted to drugs. As a member of NA Fellowship, I know firsthand the 12-step program can work wonders in anyone's life. It's worked all their affairs. After sitting in a few therapeutic communities due to my working the steps, not working the steps in all of my affairs, I've seen the gap in the participants. On one hand, you have people, addicts, who allow drugs to get the best of them, and they volunteer to get help. On the other hand, you have hustlers who are mandated by the courts, parole, even their parents and families. So here we have a dog and a cat in a school for dogs, right? Trying to make the cat identify with the dog and teach the cat to do dog tricks, it doesn't work. Sometimes it even affects the dog's process because the dog can't really be a dog around a bunch of cats. See, I'll stop right there. I sat in the therapeutic community up north. KSAC, and KSAC was one of the things you had to do to get work release or go home early. And I stuck my hand up when they said who's a drug addict, whatever. I got both. I knew I used and I got a lot of money out to give. But I'm like, everybody else is like, I'm addicted to the game. I'm addicted to the game. And I said, there's got to be something here that's showing me like something's wrong here. If I'm me and two other people out of 48 inmates are the only ones that got identified with this, there's a gap in the participants. So like I said, the dog and the cat, I'm trying to teach this dog how to be a cat. It's not going to work. He can't retain the information. So that's why I came up with this intergroup. The hustler cannot and will not identify as an addict until he sees himself as the acts of addiction. One of the main goals is to show the hustler that he or she has a sickness and they are not at fault. But once they're exposed to their own sickness, they are responsible for the recovery. There are too many smart people in our jails and therapeutic communities that are trapped in the game of hustling. They are being misdiagnosed and not getting the treatment they needed. And I hope and pray to God that by diagnosing the hustler with the real sickness, illegal gain addiction, he or she can get the help that they needed to save every soul out there still trapped in the illusion of grandiose. A lot of people get so caught up in this game. I don't know how many people that you might know, but I know a lot of people that come up north, myself, come up north, come back down, and go right back into the game. never drunk a beer, never smoked a joint, and went right back to jail, got 3 or 4 state bids. And they ain't never been addicted to drugs. So it had to be something. He addicted to this lifestyle, it's grandiose, it's popping bottles with models. You know, it's so I had to come up with something to help these people. Because I had to help myself. Because even when I cleared the drugs out of my system, I still wanted to steal. I still wanted to rob. I still wanted to sell drugs. I said, something's wrong here. Something's wrong with my way of thinking, my warped way of thinking that I can get over it. Everybody, that's why people play lottery. You see Mega Million, right? Mega Million come out, people right there. Got $20. I remember one of my son's mother's mother saying, I need to borrow a couple of dollars, so I'll go give her $40. She gives me 25, says, oh, go pay the Mega Million. I said, it's borrowed money, you gonna pay. But it was, people want something for nothing. And that's just man's nature. You know, it's I don't get religious either, but it's a thing in the Quran that says that if you gave the sons of Adam a river full of gold, he would want another one. Mm-hmm. He would want another one. 2 rivers full of gold, and we would still want another. It was in our nature. He made us up like that. So, in saying that, in closing this letter, I ask yourself, if I tried, no, pardon me. I'm just going to skip that part and go over to what's the name. Now, I did do a little something different today. I was going to go over the steps, but I wanted to go over a little something here. It's Hustlers Redemption Intergroup. This is the lifestyle of the hustler, the options and outcomes, right? We got certain things I put here is the hustler's outcomes and his options and outcomes, what he does. The first one is death. The first one I put is death because, like, we see so many people dying, especially in this game. We think the murder rate is bad in New York City right now. I remember in the 90s when David Dinkins was the mayor, 25,000 murders in 1991 compared to the 300 or 400 we have here now. And we say it's bad. But I remember the 90s. I remember the David Dinkins era. I remember the crack era. 2,500. So, and this lifestyle, death comes upon. One other thing that comes in this hustler's lifestyle is jail. Jail is almost guaranteed. I remember when I was young, and an old guy told me, he said, listen, if you plan to get in this game, plan to get them people at least 3 or 4 years of your life. I didn't think I was going to do like 15 altogether on installments. So I remember young, 16 years old, when I'm starting to sell these little mescaline tabs. You know, I remember that. I remember that vividly. He said, listen, you're doing what you do, but just be prepared, because this is what comes with that. You know, just like, you know, you be good on Christmas and you're going to get some presents. This is the present you get from the hustling game. You have to get 2 or 3, 4 years of your life. All right, so addiction. A lot of people like, I ain't addicted to this. Nobody's even like thought about this lifestyle being addicted. You get addicted to waking up when you want to wake up. The driving around this fancy car that I didn't do 4 years in college to go really support this way of living I'm doing. You know, be a doctor, be a lawyer, whatever. I didn't put that school in, so I'm addicted to getting up when I want to, driving around, and the lifestyle. So I got addicted to the lifestyle, the life of ease, people catering to you. So I got addicted to that. Another thing that comes with insanity. The insanity part of this thing, you have to be insane. I'm keeping on I. I like to keep things on I. I have to be insane to do a bid, lose all my money, use my wife's money, use my family's money, because who's taking care of me at North? After your money run out. You spent on your family. And these are the same people that you say, I'm busting this lick for to do. I'm doing to feed my family. Biggie said it. He said, you know, to the lady outside, you know, who's trying to feed and help feed my daughter. These are the same people that come up and take care of you up north. So it's insane for me to come home and be like, okay, where's that? And the people that you're around, they come and say, yo, you home? Let me give you this brick, get on your feet. They're insane, you're insane, I'm insane. This whole thing is insane. So there goes the insanity. The last thing that comes with this thing, and I put question marks because everybody don't go broke in the game. I know very few successful people in this hustling game, whether it be selling drugs, whether it be swiping cards. It might be many But eventually it all crumbles down. Very few. We idolize, well, not say we, but you got certain people that idolize Larry Hoover, Scarface and them things of that nature. And these become these people's idols. They become their idols, their ilah. And we idolize that, but how can you idolize the man that killed half of your population, that poisons your community? How can you be proud of yourself because you bought a couple of turkeys for the people on Thanksgiving? And you think that makes up for the food stamps you took out that lady's mouth and them kids' mouth? It doesn't make up. It doesn't add up. It doesn't justify. So, like I said, broke. Eventually in this game, you will go broke. So these are the things that come with the hustler's lifestyle. Now, see, these are the problem areas in the hustler's life. His priorities are screwed up. He or she. So I know a couple of queen pins that used to get the bag. So this is when I say he, it means like male or female, mankind. Priorities. His priorities not spending time with his family. He's chasing the bag. How can your priorities be right? You know what I'm saying? She got the money. She's sitting home alone. I wish she was home. He out in the streets. That's his priorities. So my priorities are messed up. My goals is to get a bigger brick, a bigger package. So therefore, my goals are messed up. So I might want to venture in some real estate, take this money and take it to real estate, but still my goals are messed up. Because if this don't break through, my main source of income is the bag, the illegal bag. So therefore, my goals are messed up. My responsibilities, taking my kids to school and things of that nature, spending time with my wife, I don't do that. I'm in the streets. So my responsibilities are totally out of whack. Therefore, my focus is all messed up. So these are the problem areas of an illegal hustler. Then we have the goals of a hustler. You know what I'm saying? The goals of a hustler. Most of the time, sex, drug money, and material things. You get in the bag. These things come with it. All these entities. You got the bag chasers. You got the gold diggers. So there goes all the sex you want. The dirty money. Ain't none of this money good. What Scarface mom said? I don't want that dirty money. Get it out of here. I don't want that dirty money. So therefore your priorities, because that's your mother. If your mama don't want to take your money from you, you're supposed to, it said paradise lies at the foot of your mother. Your mother don't want nothing to do with you because of your lifestyle, so your priorities are messed up. This dirty money she doesn't want, and material things. So what am I really doing with this money? I'm flashing, I'm buying big gold chains, I'm buying cars, I'm drinking Dom Perignon, I'm eating to these, and it's nothing, don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with some material things. You know what I'm saying? The prophet, I can't get religious on this, but, it's nothing wrong with being a merchant and making a living for yourself. That's what God and anybody wants for themselves, is to make a living for his family and take care of his family. Nothing wrong with material things. But this is where the hustler comes in, because he has his priorities messed up. His responsibility, his focus is all over here. So while I'm trying to keep you in this box to focus on these areas, your problem areas, I got to take away this. I got to take away this. And I got to take away this. But your mind's going to be preoccupied so much over here, I can never get you into this box. And this box here is going to go straight back to this box over here, which is death, jails, addiction, insanity, and eventually broke. So with this said, and breaking down this curriculum I made real quick, is that we need to focus on the problem area of the hustler. And there's nothing wrong with the hustler. I do not want to take the hustle out of the hustler. I still hustle. I just hustle legally. I hustle legally. I sell stuff. I bought a clothing online company for my niece. I flip it. Ain't a big flip, but I take it, I flip it, I move on to the next thing. I work a full-time job, I work 2 jobs. You know what I'm saying? And then people be like, I can't work for $15 an hour. You know what I tell them? Check this out. We'll get 2 jobs and it'll be $30 an hour. You know what I'm saying? Get 2 jobs. You want $30 an hour, work 2 jobs, 16 hours, and you have a $30 an hour.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So all that, I can't work for this, I can't work for that. When I'm up north, I work for 15.9 cents an hour. How can you break down a penny? 15.9 cents an hour. How did they break down a penny? That's mind-boggling to me. But see, all these things come in when the insanity comes into play. Like, and I go up there, and not only me, but I see a lot of people. I can't wait to get in the kitchen. I can't wait. You go to religiously because you don't want a ticket. You're trying to get out of here the best way you can. And it's crazy how I done rushed and did everything I did to get out the penitentiary to come home and throw another brick at the penitentiary as soon as I came home. That's got to be insanity. That's got to be insane. So I have to be insane. So in doing that, I have to first know I have a problem. But I can't. Imagine me going right on this corner right over here, wherever we at, and telling these young boys, oh, you got a problem, man. You know, you're addicted to being in these streets. Ain't no problem, man. I'm trying to feed my family. This is what we do. This is what we do. Until you get 999 on the back of your expiration date. And we talked about this in this first lecture I did here, Osborne. So what I did here was trying to bring something to people that don't even know they have a problem. If you don't know you have a problem, you can't do nothing with it about it. Once I tell you, okay, you got a problem, and once I get you to realize that I have a problem, you have a problem, or I have a problem, then we can do something about it. I always say this, find out what you're recovering from. Now, we got okay, it wasn't like there was no good role models when I was growing up. My grandfather was a lieutenant in the police department, but I chose to follow my cousins that had the big 98s and the big Jeeps and the big gold chains. I seen people with their briefcases going to work. I seen the two-family home. I seen both. Wasn't like I didn't see both. I seen both, and this one was easier for me. I could be cool and hang out. This other one required me to go to school and study. And people of my age, I know me, I regret, I be like my job, you know. I like at nighttime for extra money, like overtime. I deliver furniture. I'm 55, taking couches up a 7-story flight thing. Like, what am I doing? But I said, you know what? This is what I paid for. This is what I signed up for. This is what I signed up for because I didn't want to stay in school. This is what I signed up for because I wanted everything fast. And sometimes I got to catch myself now and be like, whoa, pump your brakes. Pump your brakes because I can still be led astray, man. You know, I started this Intergroup in 2016. Had a momentum going, TV shows, documentary, and I had to start it all over again because I got lost and forgot my primary purpose. You know, I forgot my primary purpose, okay, I got blinded. And it was, and a lot of times, I didn't have to do it. The greed in me wanting to be this person. I tell people, you see this guy over here, he got a house, I come home from jail, he got a house, he got a family. He been home 10 years and I want the same thing he got in 2 months. It's not gonna happen. He been home 10 years grinding, built his credit back up. You know what I'm saying? Got somebody that had her credit right. And they built something together. You can't do this overnight and you have to be patient. The E-man told me one time, he said, what do people lack? And I asked a couple of people this. I said, what people lack when they come from the penitentiary? I said, patience is the first thing they lack. And the motivation to go out and do the right thing. Two of the biggest stumbling blocks for anybody coming home from the penitentiary, whoever been in this illegal game and came home. Now, what I've seen, people that do a little bit of time, they come home, they can stumble. But I've seen a lot of brothers that do 25, 20, they come home, and I guess you need 20 years to really, I don't know. But I've seen a lot of people, they do a lot of time, and they come home and they get it right the first time. I'm tired of giving these people a lot of my time, wasted. I'm 55, man, and it's just I'm trying to save some people that don't even know they got a problem. This thing has never really been addressed. Oasis don't pay for hustlers' addiction, so, it's hard for them to get the message. They pay for drugs and alcohol. That's who's funding a lot of, not here, but a lot of the programs that people get into. So I'm trying to save some souls. We see this out here. Saying the same things. I got on the train at 125th Street. These kids are out here sitting on crates 24/7. The police right across the street serving inside the train station. They serving the customers inside the train station. You're going to jail. You're going to jail like you don't even care. I think the value of life has decreased with the youth. And it's my job, as older people, job to at least try. You know what I'm saying? But it's dangerous. It's dangerous. What are you talking to? They want to shoot and everything of that nature. They don't fight no more. So it's dangerous. And I think, I don't know how to get this message to them. So I'm coming to do these lectures, putting them on Facebook, putting them on YouTube. So maybe they'll catch it. You know what I'm saying? I got a catchy thing, hustlers. That'll catch it. I'm a hustler. And I don't try to take the hustle out of them. I just try to change the product they're hustling. You know, I'm going to go over a brief, maybe 2 steps real quick. We're going to end this. I want to keep everybody. But I'm going to go over value real quick. We believe wealth is a human right and that all people have the right to live wealthy, productive lives. We believe that mankind could only have what he strives for, and the fruit of his labors will surely be shown one day. We believe in building and maintaining a strong knowledge base and contributing the greatest science studies of illegal gain addiction. We believe in training the next generation to become leaders of business and world corporations. Like I say in one of the steps is that, my steps are, Here we go. Pardon me. We admit that our lives have become, this is step 1. We admitted that our lives have become unmanageable due to our addiction to a lifestyle of illegal gain and having DOC, Department of Correction, manage our lives for us. I mean, like, it's crazy how I can be out here running wild. And soon as DOC manage my life for me, my life gets better. I read, I study, my physique comes back, my skin color comes back. But why do I have to have somebody? I'm a grown man. Why do I have to have these people manage my life for me? Am I not management material? But every time I went to the penitentiary, things came back together. So I had to look at that. Damn, I got to have somebody manage my life. You know? The penitentiaries became a lot of people's mother. All else failed, I can go to jail, get 3 hots of cot. 3 hots of cot, and I'm going to get my life together a little bit. This depends on what I do with it afterwards. Step 2 says, we came to believe that we could learn to live our lives on life's terms, legal jobs, legal businesses. We can be restored to sanity. Like, the streets is crazy now.
What streets?
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? I say the world, maybe. But, like, it's the money's not there like it used to be. So, I don't know the really lure, but the poverty level, the insanity of the people I see now, like, I don't think it was like that during the crack epidemic. I mean, with this fentanyl and things in the nature, man, people are really out there, and the crack epidemic was bad. It was bad, but I'm talking about the dereliction part of it.
The beggars.
The beggars. Like, I'm funny about giving anybody, and I try to, because I try to give out something, but I'm like, listen, when I want to get high, I wouldn't bust a lick. So you have to bust your own lick.
They're not doing that.
Yeah, I know that. but you know what? It may save their lives.
They too bougie.
They're too bougie? All right. And step 3.
No, they looking at you like.
Yeah, like aggressive. Like, what are you talking about? No. Like, they don't understand that language. Okay. I'll stop with this one. We made a decision that we turn our illegal hustling ways to legal businesses, becoming CEOs and not having CEOs run our life ever again. You know, like, I see stories about people, especially these young kids. Some of these young kids be on point. They take internet and blow up and become millionaires. It's a kid from my son's town, Jackson, Tennessee. He became a millionaire, like, on streaming. You know what I'm saying? They play video games and make money. They're very ingenuine. The ones that are really into it and trying to not do the crimes and things of the nature. But I think, and I put it on, I had to be able to dream again. Because a lot of my dreams, I said, were unreachable. Like, getting back on this and doing this. I thought at one time these things were unreachable. owning a big house after doing so many years in the penitentiary and being out there selling drugs, getting locked up. I thought some of these things were unreachable. So I had to reevaluate my situations, get my priorities in order, set my goals again, set some new goals, set some obtainable goals. Because a lot of times, okay, I want to own a mansion in the yacht in 3 or 4 days. I have to set some realistic goals. Okay, let's try to get a mortgage. Let's try to get a car payment. Like, let's start some realistic goals for myself. Because once I put these real big goals, you know what I'm saying? Once something fails, I'm giving it all up and going back to the game. So, with that said, I'm not going to keep anybody any longer. These are the outcomes and options. These are the problem areas. And this is what comes with this game. If I said anything that will help somebody, may my higher power reward me for it. Thank y'all all for coming. Hope y'all got something out of it. For the people out there, thank you for coming. Hustlers Redemption Intergroup, it's a movement. Thank you for coming. Bye-bye.